Hello, and welcome back to Unapologetically Wild podcast with me, Katie Sontag. I wanted to come in here super real, a little bit raw. As we know, this podcast is all about the truth. And I want to speak to the woman who does everything, right? Who is doing everything and wondering, is it enough? Is it going to pay off? Maybe you're the woman that has such big dreams and you hold such massive visions for your life and for what you wish to create. And because you've lived it, it's really close to your heart. And why I speak into this is because this is a really big piece for holding anything. Now, this vision doesn't have to be in business. Obviously, mine is. And so I'm going to speak from that place. But also, it's not. It's just in life in general. And why it's really big and why I think I should speak into it today is because it can be uncomfortable. It can be raw and real and a lot when it doesn't seem to be working out. Now, I think it hurts even more when it's something that you truly believe in. It's like you're putting your soul out there. And for me, that's a really big thing. A lot of what I do in business is all my whole heart and soul. What I share, what I have navigated, and what I've worked through and how I've gotten through it. And I'm not here to give you a 5-step plan on how to do that. It's not what my podcast is about. It's about being unapologetically all of you. And so I want to speak into some real things right now. For me, as you all know, I'm transitioning. So there's lots of ups and downs all the time. It's not just you have a breakdown or a breakthrough and it's all over. I think as we navigate these pieces and you put your soul and your heart and everything that you know and everything that you are out there, it can be a really vulnerable space. And I don't regret it for a second. It's not about that. This is my true calling and this is what I was brought to this earth to do. So I feel very grateful for that. And though, when you can see the vision because you've lived through the proving, and don't get me wrong, I'm not through that fully because I go in and out of that still. The old version of me still wants to prove that I'm good enough, that I'm worthy, that doing all the things makes me or gives me the results, right? When actually it doesn't. And I know this because when I slow down and when I do nothing, which I did today, and you're going to laugh at this story, but I woke up this morning, and I'm concentrating on waking up and feeling the gratitude of the fact that I am alive today. It's a really big deal for me at the moment because not everyone gets this day, right? Not everyone wakes up and not everyone gets their eyesight. And I see this through my grandma, who, yes, she's 96, but she doesn't see everything the same anymore. She doesn't have clear vision. And I thank God that I do every day because I couldn't imagine what it wouldn't be like to see. And I couldn't imagine what it would be like not to, she can't see you two right in front of her. And even then she can only really see shapes and colours. Yet she still goes on. She's so amazing. Anyway, that was just a prime example of how grateful I am for that and my hearing and my voice to be able to speak to you right now. And it's a really beautiful piece, especially in a time of transition, the unknown and the uncertainty, which I'm not going to lie to you, I don't deal with well sometimes, especially coming from a really militant background, as you know. And when your life is full of structure and control and consistency, even with your paycheck, with everything where you live. Yes, you move every couple of years. And yes, there are some things that aren't fully certain, like you don't know where you're going to be posted, but you know that you're going to be posted and you know you're going to move in 3 years, right? So it's not all uncertain. And you know that you can be posted anywhere in Australia. And, you know, there are options you get to choose from. And you probably know most likely where you're going to go 99% of the time. Maybe not. It can be surprises, but you can fight them, or you can, you know, ask for something different. You may not win, but, you know, military needs first, of course. But there is the ability of stability, and they'll move you to where you're going, and they'll pack your house. They'll unpack your house to a degree, of course. And you don't realize what that stability is like until you don't have it. And you actually don't realize the depth of your programming until you don't have the things, and all of a sudden everything's uncertain. And when you put your heart and soul on the line with everything you offer, like this beautiful retreat, which is literally what I've lived, this is why I'm so passionate about it, is because it's catching the proving aspect, because I don't need to prove anything to anyone. And I think this is part of the unraveling of the Defence Force, is that a lot of it is about proving our worth. Like, are we good enough? Are we better than the person next to us? Do we deserve that promotion? And you're always proving, whether it's to yourself, sometimes to your family, sometimes to your boss, all of these pieces, right? We're constantly looking for approval. I mean, this is a societal thing. It's not just in the military, but the military, it's the difference between you or the guy next to you, and or girl. And it becomes a bit competitive, and it becomes a bit of a space where people use it as a bit of control, saying you can't be posted to a place even though they have no control over that, yet they feel that they do, right? And they can say those things to make you worry or stress. And it's just such an interesting place when you step out and you realize the world doesn't actually give a flying fuck about who you are or your position or your rank or anything, which is a bit of a blessing. And also I can understand why people can be really unhappy with that, because obviously when you have that in the army, or you have some sort of status or notoriety, I guess, depending on what you do, or all the things, it's really interesting to no longer have that, and to be, it's freeing, I tell you, honestly, from my perspective. But I can understand why people don't find it freeing and they find it really confronting. Because there's that part too, you know, you've built a whole life where you have strived to be somewhere and you've proved yourself daily. And then you come into society where you don't have to prove shit to anyone. And, you know, you try. I mean, I do. Like, I try and think of ways that I can show people how incredible this retreat will be. But in my heart of hearts, I know I created it because it was what I needed. It was coming from a space of acknowledging and noticing that I'm proving, and that I'm trying to seek my worth and all of these pieces from proving to people that the more people I have in the room, the better it is. The more people that attend my retreat, the better my retreat is. And that's a whole lot of codswallop. And why I tell you this is because I'm done proving. And it's a wild thing to say, because there's always going to be an aspect of life where we're putting ourselves out there, right? But in a way of love, and in a way of creation, and knowing that this has changed my life, whether or not people choose, or women choose, to come and join me on this journey. And I have incredible women that are coming, and I'm really excited to share with them the gifts and the things that have changed my life. And I hope that it gets to change theirs too, because I'm just done with having to prove. I just want to share and show you that this is what can happen. And not everyone will want me to show them that journey either. Like, this is a real sacred thing. You know, I chose coaches and certain people for specific reasons. And even that now I get to let go of, right? And I think it landed even deeper this morning when I got on a live with one of my beautiful women who attended my last retreat. And she's coming to this one too, which I'm really excited and blessed to hold her. So if you do want to find out how this changed her life, I would urge you to go and look on my Instagram. And when Bronte got on and she just talked about how much the retreat helped her on her health journey, on her journey to get out there in her business, to feel safe, to be fully who she is, it just reminded me how much I love this and how grateful I am to be able to help one woman, let alone thousands, which of course, I mean, we say in the grand scheme of things would be lovely, but to help one woman to the depth that I've helped her, and for her to be so okay to share that with the world, with Instagram. Couldn't seem to get it to go to Facebook, but that's a whole nother story I'll tell you in a minute. But the fact that she just showed me the way back to my heart and why I created it in the first place, to help women have a voice, to help them no longer feel stuck, to help them feel safe in a space because they may never have been able to fully be themselves. And that's what I wanted for so long. And to be able to create that is a blessing. And she's not the only woman I've been able to support in this way. But I just realized how much I did that for myself. And sometimes you forget in business. And not everyone's ready for that. Not everyone's ready to give up the proving, the having to do all the time to be successful. I get it. There was a time where I wasn't ready either. And not everyone is going to be okay with resting. Gosh, don't get me wrong, I still get stuck in it. And this morning when I was sitting there listening to her, and I'm going to rewatch it 100 times over because I feel like it just brings me back to my why, right? I want to help women get back to their heart, and that's one of my favorite things to do in the morning is my head and heart coherence, which I can't wait to teach. And I can't wait to help them get in their body, because getting out of my head when I get in my body is such a gift. And then the spiritual journey of trusting and surrendering. And I'm still learning all of these pieces every day as well. And this is the beauty, is I get to walk with the women and I get to teach them what I've learnt. And they'll teach me things too. I think that's the really beautiful piece about growth and journeying this life, is we get to support each other in so many different ways, right? And I've never been more grateful for the fact that I get to do that, and that I get to, after doing this beautiful piece, sitting there in gratitude, realizing it wouldn't share to Facebook, getting frustrated, annoyed, I decided to sit down and eat lunch. I was meant to come on and do a podcast, but I knew in that moment that that wasn't the right thing. And I just took a breath, got into my body, and just realized that I get to be all of me, and I get to hold me in all of me, and I get to be and do nothing. I get to just be. So I sat and I watched a TV show, and I laughed because it was a comedy TV show and I just needed some me time. I wouldn't have done that years ago. I would have kept pushing, and I would have kept trying to post something, and I would have gone and Googled all the things. And don't get me wrong, I did Google a couple of things. And then I just told myself that it wasn't really worth the pain or the agony of proving what's it going to matter, right? The right woman will see what they need to see, and the right woman will come in no matter what content I produce, because they'll know in their heart of hearts that it's the right thing for them. And if they're ready to stop proving, if they're ready to dive in deeper, then, and deeper to the depths that they can go, like it's not, this is the interesting thing, and I think I've spoken about this before, is healing can be, everyone can make it this massive thing where it just gets to be where you're ready to go. And I get to support and hold you in that, which is so beautiful. And I'm blessed because I wasn't going to do this podcast either. I was just going to fully leave it. And then I just realized that I wanted to share this, because for the woman who's sitting out there right now, who's maybe right now you're doing everything. You're pushing, you're hustling, you're taking your kids to school, you're working, you're going to the gym, you're, making lunch, making dinner, cleaning the house, posting on social media, running a business, etc., working, etc., etc. I want to share with you what happened when I slowed down and when I chose to take some time for me. I created space. And what space does, one, it actually let me tap back into what I truly want daily, not just one time. It actually allowed me to just breathe and remember to breathe during the day when things would come up and I'd get frustrated and I needed a break. I'd just give myself a break instead of pushing through, burning out, injuring myself, getting sick. And I have the luxury right now where I'm so grateful that I don't have a lot to do. And it's something that I don't take for granted even slightly. But what it's taught me is that peace in my body is all I really want. And to see how grateful I am, even in the moments where things look hard, scary, and I'm frustrated, it's totally okay. And I get to feel all those emotions without shame or guilt. And I also get to honor the fact that I can breathe and get back in my body and I don't have to live there. And I can be grateful as well. Maybe not at the same time, but by releasing all those old patterns and those old ways of being and allowing the frustration to come out, I honor the fact that it's okay. It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't make me a bad person. And I've thought that before. It doesn't mean that I'm not good enough just because I don't get people in the room. It doesn't mean that I'm not good enough because I didn't eat the perfect thing or I didn't do the perfect thing. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need 1,000 women to make impact. Because that one ripple effect, that one woman impacts everyone she knows and everyone she gets the chance to meet and be in her vortex. And that is beautiful. And that for me is a big blessing that I think we forget about in a society where success is, especially business, how many people can you get in the room? In the gym, how much do you lift? How quick can you do a workout? And when we're in a season of that, where the season is, maybe we'll go in the season of summer, right? Where you're blossoming and blooming, or spring to summer. But when you're in the winter season, it's okay to be slower and honor what you need, because it allows you to bloom in the summer. Because if you don't, then you just end up being in a cycle of your nervous system being heightened and you're not allowing and creating space for miracles and magic, because your nervous system is still living in an old way of being, old way of doing everything because you have to do it, or it will never, God forbid, it will never succeed, or you will never succeed, or you'll never be good enough. And I feel like it's probably a constant topic that I speak about, but I just think it's so important. And there's so many high performing women out there who are just constantly pushing. And some of them I've met who have got to the point of burnout where they can't do anything. And I don't want that to be the case. My mission is to help women not end up there. Or if they do, help them bring them back to life and have a voice and live a life that they truly desire without pushing, but through magnetism, through rest, through honoring what they actually need, which is a really, really big truth. And actually creating the space for what they truly want to call in their new way of being. Because that is really what a spiritual awakening is about. I had a beautiful woman today I was watching, and she explained it in an incredible way. It's like when we have a spiritual awakening, and this isn't for everyone, but this could have happened to you and you may not know. It normally goes through a breakdown, obviously, the old self. We have to break that, right? We have to let go. We have to allow ourselves to move through the breakdown. We can't keep living the same way. We can't keep doing the same thing. We can't be around the same people. Sometimes we lose people in that time. And our body's just going to keep doing the same thing with our head. It's going to stay with it because it's holding the emotions that are keeping us there, right? So the breakdown is releasing that. It's bringing up all the shit, all the thoughts, all the emotions, everything we need to get out of our body to honor that next level, to move us through the next level. And the ego comes in and wants to fight it, right? Because it's like, I don't want to live here. I don't want to move forward. I mean, I want to live here. I don't want to move forward. I want to move forward. Oh my gosh. Apologies. I want to live here. I don't want to move forward is what the ego is saying, because it's like, let me win. And so it needs to die because it can't keep living the way it's living if we want to move into a new chapter. For example, living like a controlled militant lifestyle is not going to work for me going into my business by myself, like as in out of full-time work. I'm not going to get a regular income every 2 weeks. I'm not going to have, the job that I go to every day, the same workspace. I may have my own office that I go to, but maybe my business might mean I need to go do networking for a day, and that's my business. That's my work day. It's not going to the same office, seeing the same people, running the same lessons every day or every week. It means that I go and make the opportunities. I'm not just given what's next on the itinerary or next for us to do. It means I have to let go of all of that. And also proving myself. I'm not here to prove to anyone, even online. It's like we've got to prove to get all these people to come and work with us. That's not true. You live a life that you love and enjoy, and you'll magnetize all the right people to you. Because this is the other thing too. You don't just want to work with anyone, Especially in business, there's a beautiful, and I've been so lucky in this space. The women who come in are just so ready and so wanting to, in this case for the retreat, be nourished by the environment. The Blue Mountains is so beautiful. And the trees, and we're in this beautiful house, all to ourselves, the beautiful space. We get to sit and be cozy and do ceremonies, cacao ceremonies, and be in the beautiful intentions of what we want to create in the retreat. We get to set that intention on day one. You get to receive a beautiful gift bag full of all the most luxe things. Get to have your own room, or maybe you're sharing and you get to meet a new friend. And the food is all cooked and made for you. It's from the gardens. It's like nourishing and everything is fully provided for. All you get to do is show up and allow yourself to be open and be free and honor what you need in this next chapter. Running feminine movement and honoring our body in time and space and, different movement sessions. I'm going to walk down to a beautiful waterfall and there's going to be times where you can stop and read and get plenty of sleep and allow yourself to just be surrounded by other women who love and support themselves and you, because this is the peace. You get to be nourished and supported and slow down and receive energy healings and workshops on how you get to use these tools when you go home. And I'm so excited to teach you what I've learned so that you can take it home with you. And for 2 weeks afterwards, we're all going to be in a group and we're going to chat and we're going to make sure that you're fully supported throughout the whole process, because I don't want you to go home and not be able to feel like you can regulate your nervous system in your home environment, or that you've done this work and that you're not supported and loved. It's about creating a beautiful sisterhood who support each other for life. Like these women you might be friends with forever. You may not as well. Maybe there's just, all the different types, but you'll know that they also are in a state where they get to relax and rest and honor themselves, and so do you. And that's precious. And you don't have to prove anything, because you'll see how worthy you are on this beautiful adventure. And I want to share this space because I don't think there's many spaces out there like it. Not with this much intention and not that's been lived through in this way. And yeah, if this feels so juicy to you, there are still spots and we're less than 2 weeks out. And all the details will be in the show notes below. But if you're ready to honor you and slow down and be fully in receipt of all the beautiful things that you desire for your health as well. Like we're going to go into all, obviously, I love health, the body, and how your energy, you can protect it, you can honor it, because it is also to do with your body and your nervous system. They're all connected. And when you start to shift that, when you start to shift your energy and you start to allow yourself to change your inner dialogue and see and be aware of what you're holding on to and how your body holds, like, do your shoulders shrug up and are they tight? Is your jaw tight? When you start to relax and be with your whole being and with the truth of your spiritual guidance and your essence, and trusting your intuition even deeper and honoring you, what you truly desire without anyone else's energy influencing that, and finding yourself again, uncovering and taking off all the shit you've learnt so that you can get to a deeper version of you. It's honestly the most beautiful thing. And I can't wait to support women in that. And my heart is so powerfully in this, and I'm so grateful that I get to do it. And I just wanted to share that with you today. And I hope you got something out of it. I would love to have beautiful women come to this, but you'll know if it's right for you and if you need this at this time. It's on the 15th to the 18th of August. And yeah, I'm so excited to serve the women who are already coming. So if you would like to join them, I'd love for you to connect with me and let me know. There's payment plans, there's all the things, so we can honor and support you in everything that you need getting there and being there. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I get to share this with you today. I hope you have the most wonderful day and you decide to no longer prove your worth and just be, because you are already worthy. I love you, and go and be unapologetically wild and unapologetically you.